Hey, yo, what up, y'all? It's your man Vada, aka V-Lane, and that right there was my nigga remix, YG's platinum single with Weezy, Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill, Rich Homie Quan. You know, hey, why? I gotta ask you. Now, as much of a star-studded remix as you got with the My Hitter remix, I was not expecting your next single to have Drake on it. Like, how did that come about? Did y'all like run up on him and hang him over the balcony like Vanilla Ice? How did you get Drake to agree to come to the hood? And then y'all shoot the video in the hood, nigga? What the fuck? Like, how did that come about?
Oh man, yeah, that's a new single, Who Do You Love, featuring Drake. What it came about, me and Drake been bumping heads since like 2010. He always told me he fuck with my music and shit, and he wanted to do something with me. So the time came, like summertime when I was working on the album, you feel me? I had this beat, which is the beat of the song. Much was playing it in the studio. Jeezy was up in there and shit. He heard it. He like, hey, this is the one. I'm like, yeah. He like, yeah, you need to fuck with this. So you feel me? I fucked with it. Me and Sycamore, he doing like my A&R and shit at Dev Jam. Me and him was going back and forth just on like the song and shit. So I knocked my shit out. I sent it over to Drake. He hit me back immediately like, yeah, this that shit right here. Like, so that's how I got it. Real nigga shit. Like, Drake kept his word. You feel me? Like, niggas in that position usually, you feel me, be just talking just to talk when they see niggas. Drake, like, a nigga respect Drake because he kept his word. You feel me?
Nah, I feel you, man. That's some real shit. Shouts out to Drake for that, because a lot of people in his position wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, he don't even got to pick up the phone to Hollywood you. You know what I mean? But tell me this, though. Like, if you didn't punk Drake, give me something, my nigga. If you didn't punk Drake, did you punk Jeezy? Did you come at him like, hey, nigga on Bloods, nigga on Bloods, nigga, we need motherfucking Def Jam deal or some shit like that? Like, how did that deal come about? I'm fucking with you, but how did that deal come about? How did you end up with Jeezy? Because that's another odd, you know, that's another odd commodity. I wouldn't really expected that, you know, with you being from the West Coast and him being from the South, and y'all both on the East Coast label. So how did you and Jeezy connect?
Oh, the Jeezy situation was, it just came about on some real nigga shit. Feel me? Like 2010 or 11, he was up in LA, and we was all inside the same club, and Drama was doing a YG set, and he played like 8 of my records, and Jeezy was up in the club. He saw the reaction to the record, so he was asking his homies like, who is this nigga? And they like, YG. So he found out I was signed to the same label as Def Jam, so he went back after Def Jam. I be like, what y'all playing? And at the time, you feel me, that's when I was on my independent show. I was doing my mixtape, building my brand, so it really wasn't no playing. So he like, hey, holla at, like, tell YG, you feel me, trying to holla at him. So, you feel me, they linked this up, and then like, we had a little meeting, you feel me. Then it just started. He was coming to LA doing sessions, and I was going to Miami doing sessions for like a year. Then I put out my last mixtape in January, time for 2013. But after I put out my tape, when I was working on my tape, I was on some shit like, after this tape, I want to put out my album, you feel me? So I knew I had to get my situation right. And Jeezy was always right there, like, my nigga, I got you. Like, my whole struggle was just where, like, my movement and where it came from, because he came from the same type of shit from the street. So he knew what it was, and he knew what needed to be done. So he just like, my nigga, like, nigga, I got you. So after I put out my tape, I'm like, my nigga, it's time to turn up. Like, I gotta make a power move, you feel me? And that's what I did. Me and Jeezy made it official, but we was already fucking with each other on some real nigga shit. Like,
yo, that's some real shit, G. Real shit, my nigga. You got a hell of a story, my nigga. You know, and I really think more people need to hear your story. Won't you tell me about how effective, like, the West Coast was? Like, when you and I were younger, like, the West Coast was on top. Like, the West ran the world, and like, we've been getting bigger, you know, on this side as of late. But what do you think we need to do to get to where we ran the world like we did, say, in the 90s? You know, like in the Eazy-E, Ice Cube, Death Row type days. You know what I mean? I heard you shout it out in your joint. Like, what you think is missing for us to get to that?
My nigga, we about to do that. It's in the making. Like, nigga, like, it's in the making. Like, for a nigga like me, a West Coast artist on some street shit, for a nigga like me making it to the South and the East Coast, like, how not how quick, because it didn't happen quick, but it's happening on my first album, you feel me? That's big, you feel me? Like, that's the type of shit that's gonna get it back to when how Tupac and Snoop and them had, you feel me, that shit, to where everybody was fucking with them. But I feel like it's in the making right now, where niggas just gotta keep making these records and really coming out to Atlanta and fucking with these niggas, because these niggas will fuck with your music, but if you ain't coming out here and doing shit out here, they really can't really fuck with you like that, because, you feel me, they don't really know you. So these motherfuckers feel like they know you, and you're like, I'll fuck with that nigga, and that's how it's gonna spread, you feel me? So it's all about the work a nigga put in. But you feel me, that's like with the situation with Jeezy, you feel me, that's helping me get it back to them days.